everybody. Welcome to week 2 in advanced assessment. I am coming to you from an area of my front yard today. It's pretty nice out. Little hot, but not too bad. All right, so this week in our DQs, we're talking about obtaining a health history and teaching peds nurses about obesity. So a few different components in there. When I was looking through our readings today, the lecture, different things like that, a statement caught me in the lecture component that says that many healthcare workers, of course, wear scrubs. And a lot of times for patients and family members, it's really hard to differentiate who the nurse is from other healthcare workers. People in environmental services wear scrubs these days. People in nutrition services wear scrubs. So sometimes it's hard to differentiate. And then that got me thinking, tying in with health history, what kind of initial impression are nurses making when they're obtaining a health history, and how can that initial visual impression impact what a patient's willing to share depending on how comfortable they are? So I'm attaching an article. It's not a scholarly article, but it gets across the point that I want, and it has to do with your professional image. And I'd like you to think about number one question: the nurses and nursing students in wherever you work at, how are they displaying themselves professionally in that setting? At a, sorry, I just saw my little hook. Here we go. That was bothering me, sorry. In one of the healthcare corporations that own several different hospitals in Salt Lake City, they have a dress code where all the nurses are in navy blue. You have to cover any tattoos that you have. There's a certain limiting of piercings, different things like that. And so I'm interested in how good a job do you think your nurses and nursing students that are where you work, how good a job did they do conveying themselves professionally? No matter where you are, every single patient wants to have confidence and trust in the person that's taking care of them. And sometimes the physical first impression does really make an impact. So I'd like to talk a little bit about that this week and the impact on health history. The other thing is communication. And again, this affects health history depending on how you verbally present yourself. Do you have the ability to be calm, to appear confident in what you're doing? This is often an issue when we're working with nursing students. Sometimes they are just so dang afraid when they have to approach that patient and actually talk to them. How scary. Do you remember those days from nursing school? I kind of do. But anyway, we need to be able to work with them on developing those communication skills. There's a common phrase in nursing education regarding communication, and that's fake it until you make it. And while I would never want a nursing student to lie about their abilities or, that kind of thing, I think students are very nervous, and sometimes they really do need to, even if they're not incredibly confident, they need to learn to develop that appearance, that attitude that allows the patient to have confidence in them, even if they're nervous. And so the second question I have for you is, how do we work with students, new students, on their communication skills so that they can communicate in a professional manner and that allows the client to have confidence that they can take care of them? That's what I was trying to get at. All right, so I've got two questions for you. Oh, you're going to be turning in that health history this week. And remember, there's two parts to that. So the first part is in whatever format you want. That's the actual history itself, go through all the systems, that kind of thing. Then there's the second part, and that's the essay that's talked about in the second part of the assignment that has the word count and those two questions that you'll be discussing in that essay. Remember, references need to be included. Okay, I think that's about it for this week. I hope you're enjoying a great week, and I'll see you in the main forum.